morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning. Oh my goodness, yes. That reminder of choice that we all have to give meaning to everything that is fundamentally meaningless. Remember, everything just is, nothing is good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. And that is so important for you to tap into. And that's something that we remind you of every single call. I mean, isn't that wonderful? I mean, think that how many times we go through things and we forget something. And but with this being said, this repetition of helping you to understand that is something that, if used in your life, can help you dramatically to overcome whatever it is that you're going through, no matter what it is. Because, if you don't, then you'll be a slave to the tyranny of second causes of what's happening on the outside. Now, think about that one too. If you want to change what's on the outside, will you be able to change on the outside if you continually engage with the thought processes that are inside of you that are the same, that are in harmony with that? See, no, it doesn't work. See, if you want to change that, if you want to deliver that different outcome on the outside, you've got to imagine different things inside. Imagine, yes. So think about that for you, this beautiful idea, this goal. It may be a fact that your results on the outside aren't close to this, or it may be the fact that there's evidence that says something to the contrary. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter in a big way unless you make it matter. But having said that, it doesn't matter for real, principally, because that's just something that's been externalized from thought. And if that's true, of which it is, then you can change that outcome by changing what's happening in your thought. You can think differently. You can consent to something different inside of you. And see, that's where the challenge is, though, isn't it? The challenge is when the evidence says that and this and that and this and that, and you go, oh my God, what are we going to do? Well, practice, practice to override that. Remember, when you have that power, you can get what you want. And that power that I'm talking about is, you know, holding on the screen of your mind that different picture until it becomes an actual fact on the outside. And that's what we've been studying here in this beautiful gem here, the Master Key System, which I recommend that you do get a copy of this. And if you don't have a copy of this, get this exact copy and follow along with us word for word. And most importantly, use it. Yes, application, baby. That's where it's at. All right. So, are you ready to go back into this to tap into the proper mindset for you to earn more money to change your outcomes? I am. So, let's do this. Let's go into this. I'll put this on the screen and go boom. Here we go. All right. So, the page that we're on is actually 378, but I'm actually going to go uh, in thinking in terms of, again, reminding you that we're talking about principles here. Okay, so 378, and remember, thoughts are things, thoughts are energy, thoughts are the magnets that attract to us the very things that we think. Okay, so I'm going to read this section here. Spirit, whatever else it may or may not be, must be considered the essence of consciousness, the substance of mind, the reality underlying thought. Now, this is important, okay? The kingdom of heaven is the kingdom of thought. You are a spirit, you are in the kingdom of heaven, and within that, thought is literally the substance of mind, okay? The underlying reality is thought that's there. And remember, that's what leads to change. If you think in terms of for instance, manifestation is nothing more than the externalization of thought. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven is a statement of principles, a statement of truth. Change what's in your heaven and you will change what's in on your earth. In other words, in the physical, in the outcome, and the results. So again, the substance of mind is there, the reality underlying thought. And as all ideas are phases of the activity of consciousness, mind or thought, it follows that in spirit and in it alone, it is to be found the ultimate fact, the real thing, the idea. See, what is he talking about? Your reality has nothing to do with anything that's on the outside. Everything that's real for you is all based from what's happening in your mind. Tony Robbins says this. He says, your reality has nothing to do with the facts. It has to do with the meanings that you give those facts. See, that is the real thing. The real thing is what's happening inside. And that's important. Why? Because the inside, the inner is ceaselessly becoming the without. So let's go over this again. Remember, application, baby. This is about you using it. This is about you changing the outcomes of your life. Spirit, whatever else it may or may not be, must be considered as the essence of consciousness, the substance of mind, the reality underlying thought. And as all ideas are phases of the activity of consciousness, mind or thought, it follows that in spirit and in it alone, it is to be found the ultimate fact, the real thing, the idea. Now, again, grab onto that. What's being shared with you is a truth. What's being shared with you is something that's really important for you to get. Why? Because you have ultimate control of the thoughts that you have. Can anyone force you to think the thoughts you think? What's the answer? Nope. Heck no. It's heck to the no, right? It's not true. You can think whatever you want. Okay. And then I share this phrase many, many times. I can think what I please. If to think is to form, I can form what I please. You can think what you please. If to think is to form, you can form what you please. Now, this being admitted does not seem reasonable to hold that a true understanding of spirit and its laws of manifestation would be about the most practical thing that a practical person can hope to find. Oh, how can I do that? How is it possible for you to do that? And by the way, with regards to me, how? See, that's a paradigm running because a lot of people think that. Oh, that's possible for them, but not possible for me. I can't use this practically. What do you mean? Now, why is that the case? Well, it's very simple because we've been conditioned to think that way. We've been conditioned to think that all of the things practical are there because of the outside, not understanding that it had to happen from the inside first to lead to the outside. Did you catch that? So let's read this again. This being admitted, what? That the inside is where it's at, that your reality is based from the inside, that the inside delivers the outside, that your outer results of your life, your outer world is a reflection of what's happening in your inner world. Okay. So this being admitted does it not seem reasonable to hold that the true understanding of spirit and its laws manifestation would be about the most practical thing that a practical person can hope to find? Of course it is. But again, many of us don't think that. Does it not seem certain that if the practical men of the world could but realize this fact, they would fall all over themselves in getting to the place in which they might obtain such knowledge or spiritual things and laws? See, that's a big question. These men, these people who think that, oh, no, it's all about what's on the outside, it's all about that. These men, that think opposite to that, which are the real people, they're not fools. They need only to grasp this fundamental fact in order to move in the direction of which is the essence of all achievement. See, they're just unaware, just ignorant. Maybe that's what you've been. You've been in that specific realm of thought. See, you don't have to be that way. You don't have to think that, oh my gosh, you know what? I can't. Yes, yes, you can. And the way that you discover it is through the practice of it. Now think about that. Because if you point this out in terms of everything that's happening, in terms of all the results, they all happen according to spiritual law, cause and effect, the perpetual transmutation of energy, all of it. And what's beautiful, again, those who think from the outside, remember, that's just a paradigm in them. If their mind is open, if your mind is open, if anyone's mind is open to reevaluate, they will definitely see a shift and move in the direction that they need to go. See, that's what you got to do for you. That's how you got to think for you. Now, here's what he says. Let me give you a concrete example. I know a man whom I had always considered to be quite materialistic. Quite materialistic. He had made several successes in life and also several failures. The last time I had a talk with him, he was practically down and out as compared with his former business condition. Oh, woe is me, woe is me. How many of you run into that before, right? Feeling that. It looked as if it had indeed reached the end of his rope, for he was well advanced into the stage of middle age. Oh my gosh, it's over for me. I've already done everything I needed to do, and I can't do it anymore. There's nothing more for me to do. And new ideas came more slowly and less frequently to him than in former years. See, if you think that way, that's what you're going to get. And it's so important for you to get that like attracts like. Everything produces after its kind. So, what did he say from here? What was the conversation that had from here? Well, before we go into that, for those of you who are watching a live stream and you want to hear about that, watch the recording of this, follow along, then go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind. You'll thank yourself later.